Humongous game this weekend. I am glad to be back here with tactics. When the international break comes, it feels like forever since a real game comes back on television. And what a game to come back to. Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates. Let's talk some tactics. So Arsenal, hot run of form. Liverpool, their form has dipped a little bit with their loss against Manchester United, but we're going to stick to Arsenal for the time being. They're on, as I said, a hot streak of form. That man Giroud, 5 goals in March, and it seems like they're changing the way that Arsenal are expected to play, and teams just cannot handle it at the moment, and they're grinding out results. The last result, 2-1 against Newcastle, 2 cross balls. This is an Arsenal team that used to be so much focused on passing, moving, and sometimes pass the ball too much, a little bit like the old Barcelona of the previous years. But now they know how to attack from wide areas as well. So let's look at the formation that they had in their previous game against Newcastle. So they are with their 4-2-3-1. Chambers, Paulista, Koscielny, Monreal at the back, Ramsey, Coquelin, Cazorla, Welbeck, Sanchez, and of course Giroud up top. And that man Giroud is a man that I'm going to talk about really quick, because I'm going to talk about how they're attacking from wide areas here. So if you look, it just so happens that Arsenal attacking from wide areas, they're attacking at a time that Liverpool are conceding from wide areas. And this comes down to what I'm going to highlight is Arsenal's way of attacking them, whilst highlighting Liverpool's weaknesses from playing 3 at the back. So if you look here, what happens with Arsenal's attack is they get the ball into this man, Cazorla in the middle, who is an absolute wizard, getting it wide. And with that attacking threat, Giroud holding the line, Welbeck's done a great job of penetrating wide in right areas as well. Of course, Phil Walcott's coming back, and Sanchez. But it's more of, I'm going to more so highlight what can happen if Liverpool get caught doing what they did against Manchester United. Because the problem with playing 3 at the back, in the Manchester United example, for a minute for both goals, is they get caught shifting across. In Man United's game, the ball was picked up here, and Herrera fizzed it across, and Juan Mata made the run right in the side and managed to slip the ball home, because Liverpool did not shift as quick as they should from having only 3 defenders. Monreal was caught far too high up. What happens with Liverpool, what they should be doing, is that when the ball is on the right-hand side, Monreal needs to be tucking in, so it's somewhat like a back 5. And that's how hard it is to play 3 at the back. This is why Louis van Gaal struggled. And although Liverpool have had great success since 2015 hit, they still are susceptible to those minor problems, and Manchester United exploited it very well. But what Giroud has been doing is he is not focusing on doing anything other than getting the ball into his feet. He lays it off out wide. If you just watch him, he just does what he has to do as a striker. Gets himself in the box, and he's dangerous in there. No matter where he ends up, the ball just seems to find its way to the big man's feet, and he's doing a great job of putting it in the back of the net. And this is a big reason why I think Arsenal, at the moment, are one of the most threatening teams in the Premier League. And they're getting goals from crosses, and you're just having to rub your eyes. You're thinking, this is the Arsenal team that used to be so heavily criticised for playing the ball too much. Now you've got guys like Koscielny, who's a huge threat from cross balls, and I think that Arsenal at the moment are definitely clicking. But they can be susceptible to conceding goals. So we're going to talk about how they may concede goals against the mighty Liverpool. Will they be able to turn things around after the loss against Manchester United with suspensions to Steven Gerrard, Skirtle injured as well for a foolish stamp, suspended for a foolish stamp, and Daniel Sturridge doubtful. So we're going to talk about Liverpool's formation, their game against Manchester United. Let's take a quick look at how they lined up against the Red Devils at Anfield. So they went with that formation, 3 at the back. The Skirtle and Sakho back line have been solid, I must say. That although they did lose against Manchester United, a lot of criticism was heaped. This is a Liverpool team that's just turned things around. You've got to stay off their back. Brendan Rodgers has done a great job to turn their season around in 2015, and a lot of it has come down to that back partnership, without excluding Mignolet, who's been nothing short of superb, I think, in 2015. So with Skirtle gone out, I think Toure will come in. He'll be the common replacement. The midfield 4 is crucial with Allen and Henderson in there. Sterling sometimes will swap with the likes of Lallana and go push higher up. Moreno on the left. So I don't think anything will change. Gerrard wouldn't have started anyway, I don't think. But the only thing is that man up top. Central man in the middle, Sturridge, who's been so inspirational, especially being the pinnacle focus point of their attack, may not play. So will it allow for Mario Balotelli to come in? Well, no matter who plays up top, the one thing that they have to do, I think, is to try and draw Arsenal out of their comfort zone. Because right now they're very comfortable with Coquelin and Ramsey right now, who are doing a great job of, if you see, just ushering players side to side. Both of them are doing a great job as holding midfielders. Coquelin as well doesn't like to move the ball too far forward. But what happened against Newcastle, the goal that Newcastle scored, Coquelin was caught too high up the field. Newcastle managed to get in behind. All the players shifted across. This is a common problem in the Premier League, and Cisse found some room at the back post and put it into the back of the net So no matter who plays up top for Liverpool, if it is Sturridge happens to make a miraculous recovery or Balotelli, they have to do the same thing. They have to hold a high line, put some pressure on Koscielny and Paulista at the back there. And the inspirational movement from Liverpool, which they had against Manchester United for that goal, is they picked the ball up. They picked it from the feet of Carrick, which was on this side, sorry. They picked it up from the feet of Carrick, and in an instant, the ball was drilled right across, direct passing. Sturridge found himself wide, because what happens in a team like an Arsenal or Manchester United, when it breaks down, when the midfield pairing in here breaks down and they're caught out of position, this space in here has to be filled. So defenders cut across, and what happens is you get a lot of space in here for outside runners, and that's how Liverpool need to exploit Arsenal from the start. Draw Coquelin out of his comfort zone, draw him out the back, entice him in to make a tackle, and if they find that space in there, they could be dangerous, and it could be a chance to try and punish Arsenal, because at the moment no one seems to be breaking that back line. But when Newcastle did, as you will see, Coquelin is out of position a little bit, drawn to the ball, everything shifted across. It was on this side, everything shifted across, and Cisse was the man that found his run into the back post as Coquelin was caught out here. They drilled the ball down the line and across, and Cisse was at the back post to put it in for Newcastle. So both teams have their weaknesses, but both teams definitely have their strengths. I still think that Arsenal at the moment are too much for a Liverpool team coming off the back of a defeat. I just think that I could see a 1-0 victory for Arsenal. They're scraping out results at the moment, so that is my prediction at the Emirates. My prediction before the international break was on point, especially with Barcelona and Real Madrid, so I'm looking to continue this streak. But we want to know what you guys think. Keep the conversation going. What will this mean if Liverpool lose this game? Will they fall out of the fight for top 4? If Arsenal win, can they make a last-minute surge to the Premier League if Chelsea drop points? I doubt it, but who knows? Great talking point. Leave your comments and subscribe.